very much in the conservation sort of sphere, I guess, and partly through doing native forestry, but also partly through living here, I came to realise that we have here all the native birds that you might expect to find anywhere else. The only bird that we've lost in the time that we've been here is that there were tits here when we first came, and I haven't seen them for more than a decade. But we have, the South Island robin, Gerudo, anything like, and a lot of tui and bellbirds. We also have all the exotic birds that you might want, and new ones turn up and go away.
You ever see any kaka?
Yes.
Often?
Yeah. No. We had care for about 18 months until they were dealt to by not only the people saving them, but also the people with machines they were taking to pieces, and I think they moved off in the end. So that lasted about 18 months. Since then, I've seen or heard kaka on maybe 2 occasions. When we go down there, I think that really the key to kaka is providing them with a food source, and my hope is that they'll keep looking, and the more I can leave trees dead standing and that sort of thing, then the more likely they are to actually come and hang out here some more. But yeah, they normally come from that way, which is Kaka Hill. So, good sign.
There's 400 hectares of native just over the other side there, which has always got a pair of kaka.
Right, yeah, well maybe it's those ones as well. Yeah. So what I also realised was that we had every pest and predator that that might be wanted, and so what that led me to thinking, which is slightly unconventional, is that really I had all these birds and all these pests and predators, and that what I could do was not kill them. And so for the last 15 years now, I've been predator-free as a matter of definition rather than action. And it's working.
Well,
I reckon.
Hang on, you've lost me there.
Well, I just don't see things as pests anymore. I do, sorry, pest-free, not predator-free. But
Does that
yeah,
include possums and
absolutely.
and stoats?
Yeah,
You're quite happy to have them.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Better the possum you know than the one you don't. Yeah.
Well,
I know them pretty well these days.
I think pest-free in New Zealand means that we're going to have to leave anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess it was a conscious choice I made to sort of, to stimulate this kind of discussion a long time ago, because I do think, and also, to here, I see as a space for also challenging the very strong dichotomy that we have between the native and the exotic, and that we can't, never the two shall mix. Often seems to be the way that we see things.
So how do you get on with, like, one thing I've realised from at home is that if you're doing continuous canopy, it effectively is improving the conditions for weeds like old man's beard.
I do pull out old man's beard.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have to like them, but usually it's because it's in the wrong place, But yeah, no, I'll control old man's beard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't necessarily let. So we've never had it here, right? We had one plant, and I got rid of that years ago before I declared us pest-free. And then there's been one more incursion just recently that Rewa's father got rid of, because he doesn't necessarily ascribe to the same philosophy as me. But no, I don't. It would be interesting to see what Old Man Beard did here. I suspect the way that I graze, my sheep graze everywhere, and so it's Yeah. So there's that going on, and this idea that, and again, so there's that native exotic thing going on, and there's also these days a lot of talk about biodiversity, and again, what people often mean is native species or even particular sort of taonga native species. Actually, for me, biodiversity is about complexity and about emergent function from complexity, and that actually there's benefit in just uplifting general biodiversity, whether it be a so-called weed species or and that once you achieve a sufficient level of complexity, you start to get the kind of emergent properties that you see in natural forests. In terms of even with the exotics, absolutely. I mean, and the examples out there, I can't remember which island it is. It's one of those volcanic ones in the middle of the Azores, something like that, where the English had a naval base, and they'd drop off all the, it was a barren volcanic island, dropped off all their plants and things that they were bringing back from South America and around the world, and now there's this entirely natural looking ecosystem with interactions going on between species that never evolved together, and that look as if they've been living together. So I guess rather than seeing conservation as something where we're trying to restore back to something, I now see it as, or see what I'm trying to be up to, is actually trying to build complex modern ecologies.
Most ecologists would agree that the future from here on is a mix of native and exotic stories.
Yeah, and in there, for it to hold things, so not to be a food forest, but to be a food forest polyculture. So it holds timber, holds food, fibre, whatever, and is a space for people as well. Yes, because again, we're part of an ecology. We're actually an important part of the ecology. People creating disturbance, bringing things in.
Temporarily. Temporarily.
No, I think again, the most that when you go to the tropics and places like that, and you look at these complex ecologies that have been occupied by humans for a very long time, people are a key element in the ecology. They're not in control of the ecology, but they're a very important part of the functioning of those systems. And I mean, the Indians, once they started kicking people out of the national park, rapidly discovered that they started losing things. So yeah, anyway, that's a short introduction, hopefully,